Blind Seer has become MVP in Doom Tower, Faction Wars, and some arena situations. She has excellent base stats such as high speed at 115 and a humble base resistance at 45. For these reasons, this Blind Seer build focuses on high resistance with moderate speed. Let's quickly go over her skill set. Her A1 is an inferior version of Allures, which ends up having low effectiveness, and that's why we will ignore accuracy. You'll find yourself barely controlling any boss turn meter, as shown in the following clip. Her A2 is pretty awesome. It provides a 2-turn block debuffs and is a very effective shield, making her an excellent candidate to participate in a Seer nuke. Shield is also based off HP and not damage dealt, which can be excellent for tough Doom Tower bosses. The skill stacks on top of a shield set for additional tanking, and I highly recommend booking this skill. Her A3 provides its full team revive and block damage on all champions except herself. This is useful for turning the tide back against the enemy. This gives them time to heal or get their skills off without worry for the most part. The block damage can however backfire. Enemy AI will begin focusing on Blind Seer because she's the only one without it. Torment also has a chance to freeze on revive because of the block damage buff. I'd only book this skill if you had extra books laying around. This 3v3 fight in Gold 3 tag team was a really long slugfest. The other team had all annoying champs, especially that Coronar, Torment, and Duchess. My team obviously had Blind Seer, of course, Lydia in high resist, Skull Lord in a shield set, and Rhodos and Savage. Initially we had a terrible start because we couldn't get Rhodos to lay heavy damage on the opposite team and he kept on dying. You could see Blind Seer's A1 just completely stabbing me in the back because I didn't want to hit Coronar at all. Thankfully, with Skull Lord's passive, we brought 3 of their champs max HP caps to about half. And with a couple revives and freezes here and there, we were finally able to secure the win. So that fight was a pretty good showcase of all of Blind Seer's skills and versatility, keeping the team able to survive all the way through and bringing Rhodos back to life whenever she could. Alright, so let's go over her stats and gear. So if you look at her base stats, she has, you know, a decent amount of HP. It's not great compared to most support champions. She has great speed. I think might be one of the highest speeds in all the legendary champions so far. She has debuff resistance at 45. You know, some champs actually get none, so this is a very healthy amount to jumpstart that resistance stat. Basically the 3 sets that I'm looking into were speed, immortal, resistance. For speed and resistance for obvious reasons, immortal because of her HP shield, and she needs a little additional healing. Unlike Warlord, she doesn't heal on her skill, but she gets that 2-turn debuffs that Warlord only gets 1. So for the top 3, we're focusing on substats, same substats. We want resistance, speed, HP percentage. This one's a good piece, same thing. For our gloves and our chest piece, we want HP percentage and focusing on the same things. If you can get defense percentage as a substat as well, that's great for helping her survive a little longer. Of course, speed boots, same stats. Gloves, ring and amulet, you can go HP or defense. Doesn't matter as much compared to the gloves and the chest piece, but HP or defense, HP percentage and defense percentage substats, of course, resistance substats on the amulet. You want to go resistance main banner and then as many substat rolls you can get. And that's her stats. So some stats I would aim for would be about 240 speed. It's not, obviously, if you're going to go in higher arena, you would want that to be much higher. But 240 is about where you want to be for hard Doom Tower. It's sort of the borderline. Some champs will be faster than you, and you'll need to find a way to mitigate that. If you really want to outspeed everyone, I would say like 260 speed or maybe more. Debuff resistance. The 500 shown here is more geared towards arena. If you want to do just Doom Tower, 350 is about the sweet spot. Most bosses don't have an accuracy higher than that, so 350 would pretty much guarantee your safety. And if you want, you could redirect that resistance substat back into HP and bring her to somewhere like 80,000 HP. So quickly looking over her masteries, we obviously went with the defense and support tree. She's not really a heavy hitter, so it doesn't make too much sense to go offense, and you're not going to bring her in clan boss, I hope. So her defense tree should basically end on the resistance, focusing on mainly resistance stats and also mitigating any damage that would come her way, mainly focusing on like arena and Doom Tower here. We also bring her down the HP and shield tract of support tree, and what mastery we should really get here is that lasting gifts. Basically extend her shield from a 2-turn to a 3-turn, and that shield can actually be like the deciding factor in a lot of battles here. So pretty simple masteries. So that was pretty much how I built my blind seer. Let me know how you guys built her as well. Just to shotgun through this video, basically summarizing, you want to focus on resistance, HP, and speed for stats. Great for Doom Tower, great for Tag Team Arena. You want to not book her A1. You definitely want to book her A2, so on the A3, and she has a pretty standard defense aura, usable in all areas. You want to put masteries down the defense tree and support tree, focusing on resistance and maximizing that HP shield. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.